Raw as a athlete, ultramarathon runner, health pioneer, fruit lover, lifestyle consultant, motivational speaker, running on fruit to save the world one banana at a time.
Okay, so there are coconut trees all over this island of Koh Chang in Thailand. In fact, there's coconut trees all over Thailand and throughout Southeast Asia. They love growing near the ocean. This is a mature coconut. It doesn't have water inside anymore. It's sprouted and it would soon start dropping roots through the shell here. It's not quite up to that stage yet. But here, where the green sprout is about, less than a foot long, maybe up to 30 centimeters long, at least 15 centimeters long, maybe half a foot long. Then it's going to have an interesting surprise inside, which is a coconut sprout. It's very delicious, and they're free as well, because you just find them anywhere there's coconut trees. You'll find them on the ground underneath. And I'm going to show you how to open one and what they look like. You can open these just with a stone by bashing the neck. First you cut the shoot off, so I'm just going to hit that. So that one's off, and then you can bash with a stone. So if I had a stone on the ground and I'm bashing this against the stone, it's going to soften this area, and then you slowly soften it down on a line, and then you'll find that it'll start to split here, and you'll be able to get your hands in the top and peel away the fibers, peel away the husk from the coconut, and there'll be a hard shell inside, and inside there is the edible portion. But today I'm going to open this with a knife. So different technique, but you can do it without a knife if you need to. Just going to hit that. It's going to go all the way around. Sometimes I just tap it first to get your alignment right, and then hit it. Keep your thumb and fingers very clear of it whenever you're using a cleaver or a machete. So never cut towards yourself, never swing something towards yourself. It is possible to slip, so always take care and keep well clear of the cutting area. So I'm just going to go all the way around. You don't need to go all the way around, but it just makes it easier. It takes a little bit more time, but it's just a cleaner, easier process. I'm not in a super rush. I'm going to go around the middle. You don't rush the cuts. Always take your time. If I ever have a bad swing, I just pause, get my composure again, and then away you go. But definitely more practice swinging a blade like this. You get better and better every time you practice. You've got to practice safely. Okay, so I've gone all the way around there now, and then I'm just going to hit the bottom sections a little bit. It's very hard down the bottom. It's more like chopping wood. You hear that loud crack. I'm swinging the blade a bit harder now. And right down the bottom is very, very hard, very solid. I'm also, while I'm swinging this, I'm trying not to crack the shell inside, because I don't want to crack it yet. I want to keep that intact until I get all the fibers off the outside. Okay, so now you can see some of these fibers are starting to split away. You can see it's something I can start to lift up. Normally I peel them from the top down, but I just saw this one was sticking up, so I'm going to peel that off first. Easy. These other ones are still very tough, right? So I'm going to use the blade to leverage those. So I'm just going to, now that I've cut it all up, First few are the hardest ones to get off. There we go, that's starting to rip more easily now. You want to rip these nice and deep into the coconut if you can, getting down near the shell there. Okay, so I just threw the blade in then and twisted it to leverage out the, so hit the blade, twist that out, and then peel away the husk. Okay. So you can see the work that I did earlier is making this a bit easier. You can just kind of go around, leverage all of these off, and then tear them all off quite easily. Okay, this should be really easy now. I'm not worried about getting dirt on it. It'll come off later. Okay, so just going to peel some more of this husk off. Just want to get my fingers in there, peel it away. So you can see where the coconut is sprouted at the top. The shoot actually goes in quite deep. So the shell was up to here, and all of that was just coconut fibers down to there. You can see the roots starting to come out, so eventually they would have grown out through the shell. Just going to cut the bottom off. Okay, so my fingers were well clear then, all safe out of the way when I was cutting. Same again, see, and I always hold my thumb on the bottom when I'm cutting coconuts. Thumb is always underneath with the fingers, not up on top like this, because if you slip, one chop and your thumb is gone, so I don't want that. So I'm just going to take this off. Okay, so there's the top cut off, the sprout cut off with the roots that were coming. Apparently this piece is edible also, so let's give that a try. Coconut sprout, the shoot, the new shoot there. Not that part. Down a little bit lower here. Sort of like, oh wow, that's really sweet. Wow, that's too tough. Wow, that's really good. Yeah, so this piece just here is this piece here is a nice soft edible part. I don't really have the right tool to cut this, but I'm just going to bite that off. A little bit of hard stuff there, but the middle was really delicious. Okay, so spit out of the hard fibers, swallow the soft sweet fibers. So now I'm not going to use, if I hit the blade of my knife on here, it's going to dull the blade of the cleaver and bend it and ding it, permanently damage my knife. This is a nice knife, I don't want to damage it, so I'm going to use the back of it. The back of the blade is nice and flat. You can use the weight of the knife, and all I want to do is crack the shell. So I'm just going to hit it and just go around. You can see that's already cracked. And then I just work my way around. I'm going to crack all the way around in a circle. You can see it's already cracked all the way down here. Just one more across there, and it should be able to come apart now. Oh, look at that, you can see the golden surprise. Oh, this looks really good. Okay, so got some interesting things going on here. Keep this sprout there. So firstly, there's some oil, some like coconut oil or coconut fat inside there. It's like a grease. It doesn't really have flavor. It's pretty flavorless, but it definitely has that fatty, greasy feeling. So some people like to eat that. That goes a grey color when it starts to basically go rancid. But this one is nice and white, so these fats aren't rancid, but you know, depending how much fat you want to eat. It's very fatty. That's basically like 100% fat. So the bit we're really after is this coconut sprout. Now, because of the way I opened it, I can just pull this pretty much straight out of here. Okay, so there's the other half of the shell, and very mature coconut meat in here, which I never eat, but you know, you can cut it out. It's very difficult to get out. You can people use it in all sorts of dishes that they cook with, but it's not so appealing raw. So this is the coconut sprout. It's very sweet, and it's got a yellow outside coating, some of that white grease around it, and inside is a sponge. Let's give it a try. Man, it's definitely a high-fat food, but this does have quite a high water content also. So I'm not really sure of the fat content of these. Yeah, it's I've never eaten more than a couple of them to find out how fatty they really feel, but you can notice when you eat these. You can notice that there's definitely a reasonable fat content in these. It's not just fat though, because there is definitely a sweetness to the flavor. So it's definitely got some simple carbs in here that you can taste. So of course there's the ethical issue. This was going to become a tree if I left it. I killed the tree, I ate it. But here there are so many coconut sprouts everywhere. There are already so many coconut trees here. I don't know, it seems I'm okay. My conscience is clear eating this, but I never pull one out of the ground. If it's already taking root, then I'll leave it in place. But if you do eat coconut sprouts, I encourage you to also take some and plant them in areas where they could do with some coconuts. Sweet and juicy, just the way I like it.
Stay tuned for the next exciting adventure with Raw Aussie Athlete. Here, Raw Aussie Athlete reveals secrets from the depths of the galaxy. Watch Raw Aussie Athlete on his valiant and chivalrous pursuits, surrendering to the noble values of honesty, openness, and integrity, and to the timeless traits of truth, justice, and the 80-10-10 way. How will his life unfold? Which mountain will he next conquer? Where will his heart lead him? Will he find true love? Join Raw Aussie Athlete on his bold, fortuitous journey to unleash passion and purpose upon the universe and beyond. Like, subscribe, visit, add, and follow Raw Aussie Athlete.